The marketplace was alive with the chatter of 100 species, the air thick with the scent of exotic spices and the faint hum of floating drones. Among the many stalls filled with artifacts, weapons, and rare alien delicacies, there stood a raised platform where living merchandise was displayed. Commander Elias Ward tightened his fists as he observed the scene. His mission had been clear: infiltrate the slave markets of the Galrock and secure a purchase, an act necessary to maintain his cover. The Dominion, the ruling force of the region, frowned upon free humans roaming their space, and Elias had to blend in. The auctioneer, a reptilian being with slitted eyes, bellowed as he gestured toward the final offering of the evening, a captive of a species Elias had never seen before. She stood with regal defiance, her silver hair cascading down her shoulders, her violet eyes radiating both fury and sorrow. Her slender frame was wrapped in ragged silk, a mockery of her former status. This, my friends, is a rare find. A Tel'Viran noble. Strong, intelligent, and with the genetic prowess to bear superior offspring. The auctioneer grinned, exposing rows of serrated teeth. Starting bid at 50,000 credits. The crowd murmured with interest. The Tel'Vira were rumored to be extinct, their empire obliterated centuries ago. Owning one would be a mark of prestige. Elias studied the woman. Her jaw was clenched, and though her wrists were shackled, there was no hint of submission in her stance. A few beings placed their bids, but Elias raised his hand. 100,000 credits. Gasps rippled through the crowd. The auctioneer's eyes gleamed. Ah! The human bids boldly. No one dared to outbid him. The gavel fell, sealing the transaction. The shackles binding her wrists clicked open as a handler pushed her toward Elias. She refused to stumble, standing tall as she met his gaze. If you think I will serve you, human, you are mistaken. Elias suppressed a smirk. I didn't buy you to serve me. Suspicion flickered across her face. He led her through the chaotic bazaar and into the narrow alleys beyond. When he was sure they weren't being followed, he pressed a hidden switch on his wristband, activating his personal stealth field. A shimmering blue dome enveloped them, rendering them invisible to outside surveillance. She took a step back. What trickery is this? Elias sighed. I'm here to free you. Her eyes widened, but she didn't let relief show. Why would a human do that? Because I have no love for the Dominion or its practices. He exhaled. And because your people were allies to humanity long ago. We owe you. She studied him for a long moment before saying, My name is Seraya. I'm Elias. A small nod was the only acknowledgement she gave. And now? I have a safe house on the outskirts. We'll leave at first light. She hesitated, then followed him into the shadows. The next morning, Elias prepared a stolen shuttle for departure when Seraya approached him. There's something you should know, she said. My kind, we don't form families the way humans do. We are bound by life-thread bonds, connecting our fates eternally. Elias frowned. What does that mean for you? I cannot return to my people as I am now. To them, I am lost. I have no home. She looked at him, her violet eyes searching his. But last night, I decided something. He tensed. What? I have chosen you. His breath caught. Chosen me for what? Seraya stepped closer. To be the father of my children. Shock coursed through him. Seraya. You gave me freedom when you could have left me to fate, she interrupted. Among my kind, that is a bond deeper than blood. I will not simply leave. I will stand with you, fight with you, and if it is our fate, build a future with you. Elias had faced war, death, and the void of space, but nothing had ever left him as speechless as those words. Seraya placed a hand over his. Do you accept? For the first time in his life, Elias realized that perhaps fate was not something written in the stars but something made by the choices one dared to make. He nodded. I accept. The engines roared to life as the ship ascended, leaving the cursed markets behind. The galaxy awaited them, and together, they would carve their own path, one free of chains.